Messere, please stop kicking the wall.
Who are you to talk to me like that, you bloody peasant?
The guard who'll throw you out if you kick that wall one more time.
Yeah, you tell him. Anyway, welcome back to 2000 Trenchcoat. I'm Minhearts3, and today we are back in Dragon Age 2. Last time, if I remember correctly, we went to the Black Emporium, we did some quests, a little this, a little that. So today, we are going to do, if I remember correctly, 2 rescue missions. We're going to do the Unbidden Rescue, so we can talk to Seneschal Bran about the Viscount's son. And then the First Sacrifice, and we need to talk to someone at the Blooming Rose brothel about Nanette. Because her husband's looking for looking for her. And he doesn't want to anger her family, but he's still kind of sus, and I don't really want to return her to her husband because he seems really rude. And if I were her, I'd also want to be away. So, if we end up finding her, we're not returning her back to her husband. Hopefully we find her, though. A few things. I think I'll go return... Well, no, we'll go pick up the quest first. Everyone's been waiting to talk to the Viscount. I think they can't because he's looking for his son.
Insist if you must, but Viscount Dumas will see no one. If you've news of Seamus, I will relay it to him.
Fine. Tell Dumas my scouts have tracked the boy and his Qunari captor to the Wounded Coast. I'm taking a full company after them, and when I return, I expect him to make a show of the reward.
So many to deal with one Qunari seems... excessive.
He may be Tal Vashoth. The Winters leave nothing to chance. Get out of my bloody way!
Isn't she just a ray of sunshine?
Yes. What is it?
Looks like I'm not the only one who saw the bounty posting.
Apparently so. And I am regretting it. As I told the others, Viscount Dumas' son, Seamus, is missing. We suspect he was taken by a Qunari. If you would like to try your hand at securing his safe return, feel free. I have certainly granted no exclusivity to the Winters and their violent approach.
There must be suspicions about why the boy went missing.
Why? What have you heard?
Nothing. Until now.
There is truly nothing known. He is gone, and there have been sightings of a Qunari. The only complication is that Seamus is known to be of a sympathetic mind. He may have placed himself in danger, but it is danger nonetheless.
This isn't a task for a guardsman? Yes, isn't it?
There is a concern of appearance. If we used guards, it would allow Viscount Dumas' opponents to say this admits the Qunari threat because the city responded. In these times, public embarrassment is preferable to official embarrassment.
The Qunari are not wild in the city. Petition their leader for the boy's return.
The Arishok has declared that it is not his role to do so. Apparently their rebels, the Tal Vashoth, are hunted anyway, killed for what they are, not for what they may have done. That does not bode well for Seamus.
I should know about the competition.
The Winters out of Nevarra. They don't care one whit if Seamus is returned unharmed. Their lead, Sirrah Guinness, is hungry for a foothold in fair Kirkwall. And frankly, we have enough of their kind.
The boy will be home soon enough.
Declare it if you like, but the reward goes to whomever brings him back safe. A discussion you are welcome to have with the Winters, should you encounter them, on the Wounded Coast.
We have another little task to turn in, so we will go do that.
Not much room in the barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Oh look, it's It's Donna.
Aveline. Guard, Captain.
The heart? Not yet, Donnick, but thank you.
What was that you were about to say? Oh, man. She's like, the heart. I'm like, what? Okay, guardsman used
I
it.
think I found something of yours.
You found this? I don't know what to say.
She's a noble looking woman. Or at least just, I guess, just dressed proper. Dressed nicely. Oh, there's a chest.
Take a look at that.
We can see if you can. Well, it says it's simple. Alright, so there's an engraved armband and an enchanted staff.
You'd be the first to know if there was.
Would I, though? Aveline? Would I? Alright. We don't really come to the Viscount's Keep often. A little exploring. There's this hallway at the end. Oh, we can go through this door. Leads to a waiting room
Good
of
luck
some
getting
sort.
in. I've been waiting all day.
Oh, and a book about Chantry hierarchy. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry. Although, since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact 2 Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman, housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man, housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathous. Neither Divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a Divine is addressed as Most Holy, or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of Divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. They travel to Val Royeaux when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a mother is in charge of the particular chantry, revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for ministering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the chantry. It consists of 3 main groups: affirmed initiates and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succor. Often they are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans or similar unfortunates who were raised into the chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folks who take vows become initiates. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics placed in charge of such archives are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. From a guide for ambassadors from Rivain. Right, Rivain is under Qunari jurisdiction, kind of. They're their own people, they're their own place, but they fall under the Qun, so they don't really know about the chantry hierarchy. It's interesting that they don't... I think this is the only time maybe they talked about it in Dragon Age Origins. I'm pretty sure they talked about it in Dragon Age Inquisition, but they do talk about the Black Divine and how it's kind of like a flip side of the Andrastian chantry of Valroyo and everything with the Grand Cathedral, the White Divine, but like it's women leading the Chantry other than men leading the Chantry for the Imperial Chantry. So it's kind of interesting seeing it all laid out because I've always wondered like how do you address this person or what makes like why you address this person as such. I mean, it doesn't really go into like why you address this person as such, but your reverence for a revered mother makes sense to me now. I like, that's putting it lightly, the Dragon Age religions, if we're gonna put it. So there's the Qun and there's the Andrastian Chantry, because they're just so fleshed out. Like, who would have thunk if you came to the Viscount's Keep in Dragon Age 2, they'd have a book on Chantry hierarchy. Just laying it all out for you. Alright, so we'll put that in our pocket and we will get started. Let's see here. If you are going to do the Unbidden Rescue, I suggest going to the Wounded Coast so there's like that beach area and it gives like where we're gonna go. There's where we end up for the Unbidden Rescue usually has some Qunari down there, and you could get rid of them for extra XP. If you go down there now after you progress this far into the quest, they will no longer be there. And I don't think they ever come back. So, if you want the XP, I suggest going down there and getting rid of them and then coming back. I know sometimes that can be too much because the walking around can be a little but if you want the XP, then you'll want the XP, then you'll go over there. Yeah, that's where we went for that other mission. Okay, so before we go over there, we're going to have a little look around. A little look-see. Barrel, enchanted staff in it. There's a glowy arrow on my map. I'm just gonna look around. It seems like there were like structures, kind of like houses or whatever. Oh.
And the world's rid of one more Qunari. Easier than I expected. Call the men back. We've got an appointment with the Viscount. Isn't that right, Seamus?
Ashad! You killed him! You Vashedan bitch!
That one of their words? See, that's why you need to be dragged home. You're playing too nice with those things. I'll wager you've gone even further than that. Haven't you, brat?
Sounds like he doesn't want to go with you.
Competition? Well, you're too late. The Winters, I, have already claimed him.
Sirrah, if I must go back, so be it. But I will not see these murderers rewarded.
Spoiled shit! I'll cut out your tongue and charge extra for bringing you back quiet. And as for you, I could do with some entertainment while we wait for the others.
Dead and good riddance, but she said she was waiting for more. A lot more.
Then we ready ourselves.
Strip the camp, and we'll ready a fitting welcome.
We gotta get rid of that commander. It's really cool when they just kind of like walk into it. I don't want to go up too far because there are a lot of melee people. But there are a lot of archers as
Andraste.
well.
I've never seen so many corpses. So much blood.
We'll get through this. Hold on a little longer. There may be more coming. I'll deal with this.
Oh, there's another commander.
Let's finish this.
Step back.
I'll deal with this.
Ashard
Okay, I think we're
never
good.
lied, never coddled. You were worth his time, or you are not. They are not the brutes others claim they are. Take me to my father, and I will try again to make him see.
It's clear this was not your first encounter with this Ashard.
I met him soon after their ship foundered. I had run again, to escape the keep and my father. Ashard was to map the coast, to find an answer for the Arishok. I had so many doubts. Qunari have none.
I wasn't aware that Qunari take many friends.
Perhaps it isn't the right word. I am the Viscount's son, bound by everything that means. Ashard did not care. We were both seeking something. That was enough.
I confess I'm not sure what one does with a dead Qunari.
The body is no longer him, and is worthy of no special treatment. That is, apparently, their way.
Should his people be told?
They will know. Whether they will deign to acknowledge it, I have no idea. There was much of Ashard that I didn't understand, but it was so very worth trying.
The Viscount is clearly concerned about your safety.
The Viscount sends thugs to do a father's job. I was in no danger until his help arrived.
You could have told him this was your wish.
Keep your assumptions. He doesn't hear me. He's as tired of being disappointed as I am of bearing it. And now, Ashard is dead. It's not right.
We'll leave soon enough, Seamus. Be ready.
I am at your whim, Sirrah.
Alright, it seemed like some, I don't want to say drama, but it does seem like the Viscount is trying to keep up appearances and whatnot. And he, like, he cares about his son, but only to a point. Alright, so in the chest, on the right side, there was an opal fragment. Let's keep looting. A lot of money. Alright, saying it's a lot is an understatement, but it's some money. There's a crate on the right side. The chest was on the left side. Oh, there's a mall. Take that with us and sell that. Don't think there's anybody else. There's a crate with some red blossom salve in it, which has been updated, so that's a little quest. Guinness has a shield, which is really unfortunate because she didn't even have a shield on her. It's a pile of bones with a design for a rune fragment of warding. Rune of fire warding, sorry. A chest with 8 silver, 10 coppers, and some torn trousers in it. We'll keep looting and then we'll look at that. There's a corpse in the corner with 4 silver and 90 coppers. There's just like a ham in the dirt on a pile of rocks next to the fire. That thing should be lit up because it's ham. It's not even cooking. It's right next to what appears to be some alcoholic bottles, like some wine bottles or whatever. And it's just on the fire. One, it's unevenly cooked, and then you know what? I'm not even gonna think too hard about it. Oh, there's a pile of bones over here as well. Yeah, I've been looking, there's like these structures. It looks like there was a house here. And then over there, on top of that rock, looks like maybe a tomb, maybe? I don't know. Interesting though. But there on this obelisk, there is the Wounded Coast Codex entry. The Wounded Coast. One of the few roads leading into Kirkwall passes through the dangerous area known as the Wounded Coast. The road winds close to the cliff edge that looms over waters with many a precipitous drop and the churning waves below. There is many a local legend involving travelers falling or jumping or having been flung from those heights. From the cliffs, the road leads through jagged hills that line the pass like a sharp teeth. Bandits use the hills as cover from which to ambush caravans. There's more to fear here than bandits, of course. Once one leaves the hills, you come upon the maze of sharp canyons, the hunting grounds for many fierce creatures. It is a place of secrets dating back to the golden age of the Tevinter Imperium, where ancient relics and statues crumble in time with the rocks. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, by Brother Genitivi. Interesting. Alright, now that we've fully explored, this plant here looks really interesting. It's just standing out and I can't even interact with it. Well, we can talk to Seamus.
I am ready to leave. And you have coin to collect, I'm sure.
Let's go, Seamus. Your father will be waiting in the keep.
Then take me to him. Father.
My son. I thought I'd lost you.
Enough, Father.
Allow me to present one Sarah Hawke, Your Excellency. She fulfilled the bounty.
You have my gratitude. I hope you encountered no great difficulties on my son's behalf.
There were complications, but I was privileged to keep your son from harm.
I was told the Winters had involved themselves. Was there no way to avoid an incident?
They murdered my friend. Where is the concern for that?
It was my understanding you were captured alone. Foolishly traipsing about the coast as you do.
I was not captured. I was with Ashad. The Qunari. They are not monsters to be feared. If you would just try to understand, others would see as well.
Better that you were thought abducted than to have their influence suspected in my own family. Benign or not, it's too much.
So here we can either side with the dad, we can call them both stubborn, we can side with Seamus, or we can just take a neutral stance. Whatever we do now seems to affect the upcoming acts. So just be mindful of what you said, remember what you did, that kind of thing. I'll take my leave.
Forgive me, this is a private concern of yours.
Your actions are appreciated. The Seneschal will see you out.
Alright. Alright, we got a codex on Viscount Merlot Dumar. We can talk to Central Brand.
Your help was appreciated, but that relationship is concluded. Thank you for not entirely offending this office.
Wow. Okay. Good day. There is a book on the Lemurian Accords. We've heard about this. 50 years. That's how long it took for the Imperium to drive out the Qunari occupation. But the rest of the Northern Thedas was not so lucky. Both divines, white and black, declared exalted marches, and for the only time since the schism of the Chantry they worked together. A century-long siege resulted with the giant Qunari entrenched in Antiva and Ravain, and all of Thedas throwing armies against them. The war drained the resources of every nation in Thedas, leaving most on the brink of collapse. For the giants, it did not appear to be the damage to their armada or the loss of their soldiers, but the terrible toll upon the Ravani population that prompted their retreat. When the Third Exalted March had all but massacred the people of Kont Ar, without even chipping the Qunari occupying force, the giants finally withdrew. The treaty that put an official end to the Qunari Wars was signed on the politically neutral island of Lemurian, off of the southern coast of Ravain. 150 years after their assault on the mainland began, the Qunari left our shores. They received the northern archipelago in exchange for the cessation of hostilities against all the nations on the accord. Only to venture refused to sign, and so the war continues to rage in the Imperium to the present day. It's worth noting, however, that the kingdoms of Ravain immediately violated the treaty. Twice. Once when the humans of northern Ravain, nearly all practitioners of the Qun, and therefore by definition Qunari, refused to leave their homes and go into exile to the islands. And again, when the Ravain Chantry and nationalist forces, unable to convert its people back to the worship of the Maker, tried a purge by the sword, slaughtering countless unarmed people and burying them in mass graves. It's a fortunate mystery that the leaders of Kantar did not alert their allies in the Northern Passage, or we'd still be fighting the giants now. From The Exalted Marches, an examination of Chantry warfare by Sister Petrine, Chantry scholar. Interesting. So, for some strange reason, I know that it said in the beginning of the text that the Da Vinci Imperium were able to push back the Qunari. So I guess they just figured that they would just do that for the rest of their lives because they're still fighting them. And that just seems like a weird hill to die on, you know? I would have been like, yeah, I'm signing these accords. I never have to fight them in this kind of war ever again. The next one, yes. This one, no. Oh, on the wall is the Enigma of Kirkwall. The Enigma of Kirkwall. The Viscount is suspicious, but the bribe was sufficient to gain access to the restricted section of the archives. The money would have been better spent elsewhere. The archives are almost devoid of Imperium-era records. When the slaves revolted, they hunted magisters and burned the city, at least the parts that could be burned. One account says that the streets were littered with piles of scrolls and books set aflame. Is our quest futile? Did the slaves destroy the answer? As Mafrith's armies toppled the Imperium, they sent 3 magisters and their legions here. They never arrived, but why march here of all places? What were they coming here for? Behind a panel with a curious marking signed, the Band of 3. So we saw something like this in a few, maybe a couple episodes ago, where we talked about the Enigma of Kirkwall. I feel like it's kind of just talking about like why people came here in the first place, why the Magisters or Da Vinci Imperium were so interested in Kirkwall, or what would be known as Kirkwall, what happened to the first civilization, and why they never tapped into this stone that's here. Maybe it's all still, I want to say open-ended, but that's not exactly right. On the table of, I think this may be the Seneschal's office. Seneschal's office, it's a bottle Bottled Scar 534 Exalted. Taking that. And then in the corner is a chest marked as standard. We'll go to Barrick. Has a fancy poison ring. Ooh, Sancho, what are you doing with this fancy poison ring and a shield? Alright. Now we can leave. Yeah, that's right, I looked in your office. You can leave out the door and then head out to our next mission. I think it's Hightown Night. Yes, Hightown Night. Alright, here we go to the Blooming Rose.
Interesting place.
Let's not stay here for long.
If someone here tries to hire me again, I'm leaving.
Madame Lucine runs the place for Harlan. Or with him. Or on him. It's a coterie thing.
Okay, interesting stuff, but Anders hire you again? You know what? We're not gonna talk about it. Yeah. It's really I don't know what these are. But they were at the Daenerys' mansion, if I remember correctly. Wow. That picture scared me for a second. But let's take a look around. Workers and whatnot. There's a chest over here. It's already open. There's nothing in it. But apparently there was a rune of lightning in it. Oh. Well, too bad there's no way to get out there. You know? Kind of looks like a little courtyard area of some sorts. I see a tree. I see a few boxes. It looks kind of stoned in, but it's open air, probably? Yes, open air. I can see the clouds. Alright. Interesting. Going through that last door, there's just meat on the table. There's a barrel with a raven feather in it. And then there's a crate with an opal fragment in it. This door, albeit here, does not exist. So, moving. Everyone's just standing around.
I have to get it from the cellar.
Oh my gosh, it's Gamlen.
Nuts or something in the meantime.
Uncle! Oh, if I have to hear a man has his needs type of sentence in here, I'm gonna flip. Alright, so leaving him for a second. We'll get back to him in a moment. There's a door. Leads to another door that leads to kind of like a smaller cornered off room. There's a bottle on the ground. And then here's just some people. It's a nice looking place. It's got tables, desks, a long table, big high chairs, and some mercenary types, but we'll leave them alone. And then this door leads out to the main area where I can still see my uncle standing there. Sabina's breath. Oh.
I'm gonna work for the coterie when I grow up.
Well, I mean, reach for the stars, kid. Gamlen?
I won't mention this to your mother if you don't.
Well, I'm here on business? You know, that doesn't exactly clear my name either. But I'm here to find somebody. Okay, that doesn't help either. Okay, I'm here because there's a missing person and it led me here.
Fetch Mummy a glass of wine, won't you, darling? 2 meads and a dwarven ale.
So is this Sabina or is this... Alright. We have stuff to do. We have things to look for, so we'll just go up here. This is apparently where we need to go. Hello. Jatan? Jatan?
Today's my rest day, but I'll make an exception for you. What can I say? Why work if you're not working hard?
Jathan? Have you seen Ninette?
What face?
Ninette? Not for several weeks, which is a shame. I enjoy her company. I hear she finally left her worthless husband. Good for her. I just wish she'd said goodbye.
Did she tell you she left her husband?
No, I just hope that's what she did. Ghislaine only wants her for her family's wealth. Ninette's a jewel. Elegant, worldly, just the perfect level of depraved. Ghislaine doesn't deserve her.
Do you think Ninette has come to harm?
I hope not. Everyone loves Ninette. Sometimes twice a night. Ghislaine's the only one who might hurt her, and he doesn't have the balls for it.
Ghislaine knew about you and Ninette. Did he talk to you?
The man is incapable of talking. He came here, yelled at me, called me a dirty knife-ear, among other things, and accused me of corrupting his wife. We had him thrown out.
Do you have any idea where she might be?
Well, there was someone else looking for Ninette. A Templar. I believe his name was Emmerich. He wouldn't sleep with me either. I can't see why a Templar would be interested in anyone who isn't a mage.
Any chance Ninette's an apostate?
Well, she certainly cast a spell on me. Anyway, if Ninette was a mage, I think Emmerich would have said so.
Perhaps Emmerich knows something we don't.
Emmerich said he'd continue his investigation in Darktown. You could see if he's still there. And if you find Ninette, tell her to drop by and see me sometime.
Wow, this person. Wow, alright, we're going to leave. I'm stuck on the door. We're going to leave. Explore a little bit, because that's what I do. One, these rooms are really nice looking. Barrack, there is a chest in the middle room. It has 11 silver and 23 copper, a cracked rose diamond, and an opal fragment in it. Nothing for codex-like entries around here. And then we'll just go to the room on the far right. Nope. It said door and then it disappeared. Alright, guess we can't go in there. Alright, with everything thoroughly explored.
Ask you to wear a feather boa. All Asians, darling. You get used to it.
We're lesions. Alright. There is an option to sleep with him. Jatan. To sleep with him. Your companions will not like that. So I suggest just not doing that. Here's our investigation.
Come back in the morning.
Didn't you just see me walking out of the You know what? Forget it. Oop. Hold up. I saw sparkling. There's a crate with a dagger in it. Alright, so gather your party and venture forth. Yes, please. Let's head into Darktown. Apparently someone looking for the Red Blossom Special, so we'll just drop that off to them while we're down there as well. Alright, give a little look-see.
Going to have to do some shopping upstairs pretty soon.
Sure.
Darktown.
Everyone's so talkative today.
No better place to disappear.
Ain't that right? There's a sack next to this guy with some boots in it, and then
This is yours, if I'm
here you
not
go.
mistaken.
You found it? By the void, I didn't think... Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Actually, let's look over here real quick. Oh, right. There was this chest. You open it? Has a belt in it. All that for a belt. Well, it's fine. We can sell it. There's some light pouring from the bottom of this thing. Alright. Here's the ladder to the meeting place. If you haven't come over here beforehand, if you haven't seen it, there's a thing of death root in the corner. But if you already collected that, then feel free to go down the ladder. Is that him? Is he on the floor?
We don't want no Templars.
Get back! I don't want to hurt.
Boys, take you! Here! Come on!
Now we can relax.
Get back! Now you fall!
Anders? Is it just one dude? I think it's just one dude. I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. So let me just not accidentally shoot Emmerich. Just help Anders with this dude real quick.
I thank you, Sirrah,
good.
for coming along when you did. I am Emmerich.
Just the person I was looking for. I need to speak with you about Ninette.
Ah, Ghislaine de Carac's wife. Her disappearance interested me. I tried looking into it. However, the investigation has been a waste of time.
Did you learn nothing?
Most people just say she left her husband. This all started when Meren, one of our Circle mages, disappeared. I found it odd. She was a bit older and hardly adventurous. Then I heard about Ninette and 2 other missing women.
I had a friend who disappeared once. Turns out he was under my bed, drunk.
There.
What?
I think the disappearances are connected, and I suspect foul play is involved.
Doesn't the Circle use phylacteries to keep track of its mages?
We followed her phylactery to a foundry, but found nothing. I had heard of sympathizers smuggling mages through Darktown, so came here hoping to pick up the trail. But no trace of Meren. And as you've seen, asking the locals hasn't made me very popular.
Have you mentioned any of this to the city guard?
They say there's no proof the disappearances are connected. They think the women just left home, that it happens all the time.
People don't just disappear. Perhaps they were murdered or kidnapped.
We found no bodies, no ransom notes. Those women just vanished.
Mages routinely flee the Circle. Perhaps Meren just wanted freedom.
She had always been loyal. She received lilies from an unknown suitor, and some of us thought she may have gone to meet him. Perhaps her disappearance is linked.
Can I assist your investigation?
It's no longer my investigation, Sirrah. You may take over if you wish. This battle showed that I'm no longer the warrior I used to be. I know when to walk away. Here, take my findings. Perhaps you can make more use of them. I'm going back to the gallows. I'm too old for this.
A foundry in Lowtown. I should look into that.
A foundry? Alright, we can loot that thug for his money. Around the corner there's a pile of bones with a belt. That leads nowhere. Currently. There's a crate in the corner of the room by a fire. Has a pouch of pebbles in it. Go down the stairs, we can loot the thug for his money. And then around the corner, there's a pile of bones with some money on it. Heading back up the steps, take one last look around. And then we can head up the next set of stairs. Back to Darktown. Oh, too bad we can't go back in there. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. I don't think I've ever been to the Lowtown Foundry. I know we've been to the Foundry District, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think I've ever been to the Foundry itself. His body's still here? Yeah, that's terrible. Oh.
Greetings from the country!
Can you not throw the dude closer to us, Aveline? Us mages are suffering. Ooh, sharp little pinpricks. Directions to the Sharp's base. We've got a new base and you lot best keep the law away. Directions to the Lowtown sneak below, but don't come unless you've got good news or you'll get an answer square between the eyes. Ignacio Strand.
Seems to be unhealthy.
That name sounds so familiar. Ignacio Strand. Ignacio Strand. That sounds so familiar. I know there was a guy back in Dragon Age Origins. Hold on, there's a bottle of rot gut and a health potion and 2 silvers, 20 coppers on this other corpse. But there was a guy in Dragon Age Origins, and I think was it the Non-Noble Tavern? Am I just making that up? Non-Noble Tavern? It's the one in Denerim, in the market. And there's a guy in the back where you can do contracts. I think his name was Ignacio, but I don't remember if his last name was Strand. And the Ignacio thing could just be like a coincidence. 4 silver, 36 copper on one of the bodies. But if that's the same dude, then kind of just like, dang.
This is the true picture of Kirkwall.
Should have got rid of him in the first place. What are you talking about, Anders? Oh, this? The city looking like it's on fire. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so like I thought, up the steps and we'll head into the Dark Foundry. Ooh. Who was that? No, literally, who was that? It was just some mage. Oh, frick. Gosh, I need to get up there, I need to get up here, I need to get up here.
Get back!
Something is going on here, and I don't like it.
Neither do I. There's a bunch of demons. And abominations. Oh my gosh, they're abominations. You can't just get... Well, no, you can get abominations from nowhere, kind of. You can... I think you can pull them from the Fade. I don't actually know, now that I think about it. But the Desire Demon had 10 silver and 89 copper. Oop, stuck. Heading back up the steps. I think we've looted everything that could have been looted. There's a sack of bones by a door with the design for a rune of fire, Nanette's ring, and a long sword.
That ring looks Orlesian.
A severed hand, a ring, and a pile of bones. Emmerich will want to see this. And I should bring the ring to Ghislaine. It might belong to Nanette.
Oh dear. There's a crate in the last room with some gloves in it. Is there a staircase here? Oh no, that was just my eye. Okay. Ew. In this middle room, there's a sack with an enchanted locket. It's connected to the other door. Oh, great. Pretty cool. Hold on, I'm just...
Stay still and try not to make any loud noises. Easy as pie.
Easy as pie, he says. Well, I'm gonna need you again to open this chest with a moth-eaten scarf and a short bow in it. Ah, here we go. There's this door. If I remember, I can't remember where... Alright, so we came in through there. I thought he was standing on the left side and then ran into that room. I didn't think he was standing over here because then it would make sense on how he got away. There's no doors in the other rooms. There's only a door in this room. I don't know how he got away, but he got away. And it looked like he was a mage. He had a staff, he was wearing mage robes. We haven't seen many official Enchanted Circle mage robes in this game yet, so I can't actually say. But, really sus. I don't like what's going on here. But in any case, let's go back to Emmerich. Tell him about our findings. Give the ring that may be Nanette's to her husband. Alright, we'll head to the gallows courtyard first. Oh, there he is. Emmerich?
You might want to see this. This was left in the foundry you mentioned in your notes. I was also attacked by shades.
These are human bones. Then there is no chance of finding Meren alive, or any of the others.
I saw someone leaving the scene, but they got away. I'm sorry.
It was more than I accomplished.
My people have been slow to react, but this needs official support.
I will bring this to the city guard immediately. It should be enough to convince them the disappearances are worth investigating.
Alright, cool. Quest completed. We got 3 Sovereign. From that, now we can go back and talk to Ghislaine, who is in Hightown.
This ring is all I have to return to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, Ninette's wedding ring. Yes. Look at the engraving. Forever faithful, forever yours. Oh. Written in happier times. Where did you find it?
Just know that she will not return.
It's better this way. Our marriage has been in shambles for more than a decade. I'll send the ring to her family. With luck, it will appease them. Thank you for all your help, Sarah. Make her watch over you.
Welcome, merchant.
With that, he gives us 1 sovereign and disappears.
Well, good luck to you then.
Okay, while we're still here, actually, we can go and talk to...
Aveline?
We can go see if he's there.
Back again? Sure you're not interested in my many, many services?
I'm sorry to say that Ninette was killed.
Killed? Why would anyone hurt that darling woman? This is horrible. Thank you for letting me know. Please excuse me.
Alright, you don't have to tell him, but I'm showing all the options. You can tell him. He's clearly upset, which is really sad. It seems like he really cared for her. Okay, with that done, we're left with more questions than answers.
Aveline?
Right, we shouldn't be walking around with Aveline as much because they notice her. But yeah, we're left with more questions than answers. There's maybe a killer going around. He's a mage. Which isn't good, one for mage kind. That just gives all other mages a bad name. We were attacked by demons. Unfortunately we couldn't find Ninette. I was hoping at least to find her and be like, yo, run. To get away from your husband. Oh my gosh, I'll tell him a lie. And say that you were kidnapped or maybe killed, but I wasn't expecting her to actually be killed. I mean, her ring was there, but it didn't say that that was her hand, but it's... I don't know, we'll need more information. But for now, I guess that's it. Next time, we need to get rid of these Sharps people because they just attack us at any and every moment, and really, quite frankly, it's getting annoying. So, maybe deal with them, turn in this thing for the bearded beast that I forgot was in our inventory. Maybe do the Black Powder Promise. I totally forgot about that. Alright, Black Powder Promise. Deal with the Sharps. Find out who this Ignacio Strand is. I'm really interested to see if it's the same Ignacio. I think that guy's name is Ignacio. I'm not making that up. Well, in any case, until next time.